Finally, you're putting on your big kid pants and you decided that you're going to open up an LLC. Now, although opening up an LLC is a great idea, there are going to be a few things that you want to take into consideration before doing so. They're super easy to start. It's not as complicated as you think, but if you do it the right way, it can pay off tremendously in the long run. And that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. So let's just jump into it. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jonathan Moore. I have a visual media company. I'm a creative entrepreneur, and I like to make videos like these for other creatives out there who are trying to build a life on their terms and get it how they live. So let's talk about getting your LLC opened up as a freelancer, as a gig worker. These are all my 1099 people, all of my Schedule C people out there. Basically, if you are a 1099 worker, that means that essentially when you get paid, nobody takes your taxes out of your paycheck. As a freelancer, you can get paid in your own personal name, or you can create a DBA for yourself. That's your company that people can write checks out to as well. So let's talk about why you would actually want to make the transition from just being essentially a sole proprietor into creating an LLC. Now, before we dive into it, if you are just starting out in your business, you don't have to worry about opening up an LLC. You'd probably be better doing something like creating a DBA for yourself. Because when you're very first starting, you want to make sure that you can get sales. You want to make sure that you can actually build and create a business that will be able to sustain. But once you get past a certain point, it is going to be in your advantage to create an LLC and put some type of real legal entity structure around your business. So the question is, why would you want to do that? Aside from the obvious reasons that having an LLC will make you look more established, there's also other benefits like separating yourself from the liabilities of your business. Being that basically if somebody were to ever sue your business for something that happened while you were working, all they can do is come after the business and not you personally. Another thing is that sometimes people feel like if they don't have the LLC behind their business name, they're not as official. So in that sense, mentally, having an LLC does make you feel more official. In addition to that, when you have an LLC, as opposed to being a sole proprietor, okay, you have different tax advantages. There are different tax strategies that you can take advantage of. But that's a separate video for a separate time. But the most important reason of all for creating an LLC for your business is because it gives you flexibility and long-term options that you wouldn't have as a sole proprietor. Now, according to statistics, businesses have a high failure rate, okay? 20% of businesses fail within the first 2 years, 45% of businesses fail within the first 5 years, and 65% of businesses fail within the first 10 years. As you can tell, starting up and maintaining a business is very difficult. But here's the thing, most businesses fail not because they're not great at what they do, not because they don't create a quality product. Most of them fail because they don't have sufficient funds to last them through the downtime. So when businesses go under, a lot of times it isn't because they didn't have a great product and or a great service. It's because they didn't have enough money to last them through the downs, right? Because you know that if you are building up your own business, you're running your own business, you're self-employed, you know that it's a roller coaster. Some months, you know, your bank account is like crickets. You're down low. And then some months, you're just up high. So it's a complete roller coaster ride. And during those downturns, that's when most businesses fail because they don't have enough runway to keep them rolling until they can hit those highs again. And the pandemic really exposed this, right? Because when all of this stuff had hit, right, when the cough had came and it hit, there was a lot of government programs going around where they were giving out money and assistance. Most people who took advantage of these programs during normal times would not have access to these programs at all. And so you can see how important it is for businesses to have cash on hand or at least access to capital in cash so that they can maintain when something hits their business. Kind of like how the pandemic was unforeseen, but there was a lot of companies out there who didn't have the cash to keep going, which could have caused a huge domino effect, but that's another video for another time. And that's the real reason on why you would want to start a business and create a legal structure around what you're doing, because you're gonna have more flexibility going into the future. You'll be able to get loans, you'll be able to get lines of credit, you'll have a lot more access to capital that can help keep you afloat or help take you to the next level. The whole caveat to this is that you have to make sure you set your business up the right way. Now, here's the deal. Going online, creating a business is super simple. They're relatively cheap and they can be done usually within a day. You have companies like LegalZoom and InkFile and all these other different, software companies or websites that you can go to that will help you create your LLC. But the reason that it's so easy is why a lot of people kind of take it for granted in creating one. Most times people create one because they either want the perception or they're, worried about certain liabilities depending on the industry that you're in. But the real secret sauce of why you're creating your business is because you want flexibility. You want to be able to get access to capital, lines of credit, loans, whatever the case may be. And you want all of these things to be in your business name and not in your personal name. When you're a sole proprietor, there's no separation between you and the business. So by creating an LLC, and now you have a legal entity and a structure around your business, you have a separation. Your business is over here, it stands independent and alone, and then you're over here, you stand independent and alone as well. But at the end of the day, and I'm going to repeat this, the real reason that you want to set up your business is because you're no longer just a freelancer. If you decide to go full time and create a business, you have to be in the actual game of business. Now, I know that may sound weird, but it's no longer about being the best photographer, the best videographer, the best graphic designer. And yes, of course, you want to continue to give a great product, a great service, a great customer experience. But at the same time, you also want to learn the game of business, how to build and expand your business and use it to your advantage. So that's my reason on why you as a freelancer, if you're going to be doing this full time, would want to consider creating an LLC and putting a legal structure around your business. And that's going to be it for me today, guys. If you got any value out of this video, please give me a like, drop me a comment, and let me know what's going on with you right now in your creative journey. And for all my people out there who are trying to build a business on their terms and get it how they live, this is your man, Jonathan Moore, and I'm signing out. Peace.